All right, G. So let's practice some of these. Lisha, ये तुमने पहले किया हुआ है, क्वेश्चन नहीं किया हुआ. All right. They're talking about the conclusion, right? This is the diagram. Percentage, I'll show you what's percentage of all sites analyzed. The key is given, current surface temperature, maximum plausible surface temperature. And thermal pollution by percentage of, so home heating needs met with subsurface thermal pollution for two temperature conditions. So either 80%, 0% local heating needs met, 0% needs met for current surface temperature. So they were like 80%, जिनकी कोई भी need meet नहीं हुई थी. Maximum plausible 0% need met for, let's say, 10% के करीब, up to 25%, more than 25% need met for maximum plausible subsurface temperature reaching उसमें 80% of the sites. You see the flip side, the more the temperature, more the heating needs are met. So okay, check करो options. तो उन्होंने क्या कहा था कि which data supports the claims. तो conclusion क्या थी? Yes, okay, बेहतरीन. What about this? Options? G. Under both temperature conditions, less than 10% of sites were in the up to 25% group. But at the maximum plausible surface temperature, almost 80% of the sites could have all their heating needs met by thermal pollution. Walaikum assalam, Shadab. We're doing reading first. And in reading, we're doing command of evidence kiya tha. This is also evidence, but more on the graphs and numbers numeric wise. Yeah, we need to see the diagram, right? Okay. Yeah, conclusion. This is the conclusion. That's your conclusion. Right? See, at current surface temperatures, more than 80% can meet at most 25% of local home heating needs with subsurface, but at the maximum, more than can meet greater than 25%. of local home heating needs. Okay. And at the current surface, more than it can meet at most 25%. At most means 25% or less. So 25% or less. So that's at most. Yeah, that's like 10% something. So usse niche ye sara hai. So at current surface temperatures, it is correct, right? So C it is. अच्छा ये तुम पढ़ लो 2 सेकंड ताकि you're also there. दुआ भी online आ गई है. दुआ, please read the paragraph. Next time मैं ये करूँगा कि what I'll do is I'll print these out so you have the printed versions in front of you so people can paste themselves, and the ones who are online I'll have PDFs made so that they have PDFs of these. ठीक है, तुम लोगों का printed ये इधर, and then we can like discuss some questions on ताकि stall now. You got this? अच्छा, तो इसकी conclusion, this was the diagram. थोड़ा सा diagram देख लो एक दफा. You have percentage of all sites analyzed on the y-axis, labeled as home heating needs met with subsurface thermal pollution for 2 temperature conditions by percentage of sites. 0% needs met. That's for this here current surface temperature. और फिर दूसरा क्या है? Maximum plausible surface temperature. ये आपके पास है. You got this? कि that's the maximum plausible. तो इसमें 0% needs इसकी भी met है. Okay, so C choose किया है. तुमने भी C choose किया अब्दुल्ला? या तुमने कहा कि अच्छा चलो. C is wrong, girl. You got to try it again. Try another one. More than 80% of the sites cannot use subsurface thermal pollution to meet any portion of local home heating needs, but at the maximum plausible temperature, the percentage drops below 20%. What percentage drops below 20%? Cannot use subsurface thermal pollution. Percentage of all sites analyzed, local heating needs met. Cannot use, उससे flip कर दिया. Cannot use, do you see the wording that they've used? At the current surface temperatures, more than 80% of the sites cannot use subsurface thermal pollution. मतलब वो 20% use कर रही है तो वो cannot use करके उसने to meet any portion of the local home heating need. But at the maximum plausible surface temperature, the percentage that cannot use, matlab use is bigger than 80%. तो उस तरह करके, like the way they've presented the answer choices is tricky. All right. So why was this wrong? At most 25%. Why was this wrong though? Yeah, let's go back to the diagram. Up to 25% or more than 25%. You got the ठीक है, right. दुआ ये तुम भी देखो, सही है. ओके, ये वाला थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट होगा, ऊपर नीचे करना पड़ेगा बिकॉज डायग्राम्स भी हैं. अगेन इस तरह इसमें डायग्राम्स आ गया, ये डायग्राम एक आ गया. लेट्स इग्नोर द डायग्राम, ignore the data to complete the statement. You want to see? They're using the word however. So it has to be in the opposite, कुछ और होना चाहिए, right? So the data show an increase in the number of passengers on all types of flights in the system in 2019. However, the increase in passengers on domestic flights was greater than the increase in passengers on international flights. So domestic में greater increase है. Which one is it? Is it a percentage increase or just an increase? So percentage तो नहीं देखनी है, percentage increase है. Just the increase देखना है. So it's like the difference is what you're looking at? No? Domestic or international is a difference. Okay, you want to go and check this out. And now they give percentages all over. तो देखनी पड़ेगी percentage. अच्छा, उसको juxtapose करना पड़ेगा, so I can take a screenshot maybe. या नहीं, इधर रख दूं डेटा screenshot के साथ. Okay, I'll do that. What is it? Windows Shift S. Oh, इसको इधर होना चाहिए. ये है किधर? फुल स्क्रीन में दिखेगा नहीं guys. We will have to go back and forth. करना पड़ेगा, देखना पड़ेगा इसी तरह. Gee guys, what should we do? There was a 4.3% increase in domestic passengers, but only a 3.8% increase in passengers on US lines. Only a 1.2 increase in passengers of foreign US airlines. A domestic में ज़्यादा है, 4.3% है, but only a 3.8 increase in international, and only 1.2 on foreign. So 1.2 on the foreign ones. So okay, right. So A कह रहे हो और कोई option? No. Is it A? लग रहा है. Data is boring. The data is boring, you guys. Guys, you have to, जो भी तुमने show करना है वो ये show करना है, right? This is all you have to do. Domestic was greater than the increase on international. So domestic versus international. और किसकी बात हो रही है? Do we even need to look at foreign airlines? We don't even need to. ये system wide ये भी नहीं देखना. ये दोनों चीजें फजूल दी हुई हैं, distractors हैं. ठीक है ना, ऐसी है ना, क्योंकि जस्ट उसकी कंक्लूजन को सपोर्ट करना है या सेंटेंस को कंप्लीट करना है विद डेटा. सो 4.3% increase in domestic, but only a 3.8% increase on. So that's smaller. Domestic में ज्यादा था, यही प्रूव करना था. And only a 1 point on foreign. Do we need it? We didn't need this though. अच्छा, उसके अलावा कोई और ऑप्शन है? What about the last option? Last option? You want to go for the last option? There's a 3.9% increase across all flights and a 4.2% increase in passengers on domestic and international. तो वो तो कंपैरिजन ही गलत हो गया ना. ठीक है, चला गया मैं वापस. B, there was 4.2% increase on passenger US, domestic and international, but only a 1.2 on foreign. नहीं, B भी नहीं है, right? So कौन सा है finally? A is the only one. वो जो extra piece of information है उसको तुम ignore कर दोगे, the 1.2, we don't need that. Complete तो फिर भी हो रहा है. You think so? Alicia, you think so? Dua, what about you?
Yeah, I think it's A.
You think it's A too? अच्छा, अब ये काम कि कौन सी चीज इग्नोर करनी थी, कौन सा तुम्हें पुट ऑफ कर रहा था, ये बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट था. सो देयर इज सो मच एक्स्ट्रा डेटा दैट यू शुड नॉट इवन लुक एट. तो इतनी कोई बड़ी बात नहीं थी, बट अगेन दिस बिकम्स अ लिटिल प्रॉब्लमैटिक, खास तौर पे पीपल हु आर इनटू लुकिंग एट फिगर्स वेरी क्लोजली. तो इट्स वेरी हार्ड फॉर यू टू इग्नोर देम. अब देखो ये बहुत ही स्प्रेड आउट डेटा है. यू हैव लॉट गोइंग ऑन. कुछ नहीं देखना, कुछ नहीं देखना, सिर्फ जब तक पता न लग जाए देखना क्या है. अलीशा नया आ गया. ठीक है, एक दफा फिर पढ़ लो. What reflects it? What reflects it? So government size की reduction. So Hank has pointed to his calculations as evidence that a divided Congress may be a necessary but not sufficient condition for a decrease in government size to occur. So there has to be a decrease in government size that you're looking at, and the decrease in the government size is based on what? How do you know the government size is decreased? They've told you what the markers are. Reductions in total federal outlay spending relative to GDP. So enterprise reflect decrease in government size. So let's look at what they're saying. So divided का reflection है. So 1, 2, 3. इन तीन को देखना है कि जब divided है, change in outlays is negative, positive, negative. So this is the odd one out, isn't it? 2.7. नॉन डिफेंस आउटलेस का था या ये चाहिए था डिफेंस नॉन डिफेंस? नहीं, सिर्फ ये था. That's how they had defined. So you ignored this, and they had specifically talked about divided Congress. So divided Congress happens when total federal outlays relative to GDP decrease show कर रहा है. So it's divided, but it's not showing a decrease. Yeah. So can you then see the options? Undivided were associated with increase. अच्छा जी, undivided सब में increase है. Undivided increase, दोनों में increase है यार. And whereas all periods of divided except one associated with reductions in defense. In defense outlays, हमें तो total outlays की बात नहीं करनी थी. All periods of divided congresses except one were associated with reductions in total outlays, whereas the periods of undivided congresses were associated with increase in total outlays. B? No? Okay. Why not B? Okay. C. Why not B? All the periods of divided except one were associated with reductions. So yes, divided, reduction, divided, no reduction, divided, reduction. So all except one were associated with reductions in total outlays. Whereas the period of undivided congresses were associated with increase in total outlays. So undivided may increase है, undivided may increase है. So I think B होना चाहिए. C को check करो, all periods of divided were associated with reductions. नहीं, ये तो झूठ है. The periods of undivided congresses were associated with increase in total outlays, whereas all periods of divided were associated with reductions. Defense और उसका तो हमने जाना ही नहीं है उस तरफ. You got this? So it's kind of tricky, but just पतला आया आज. So it is C. Oh, C का था, हमने B का था. B का था, sorry. Yeah, okay, next question. Oh, so much information. We're not looking at anything. We're going to the question, see what the question says. Which choice best describes the data from the table that support the team's conclusion? The team concluded this. This is the team's conclusion. And now either you could read the conclusion first and then read the passage. I think that can work. Let's try that. The team concluded that there is evidence that nuclear bases in the whatever meteorite formed in space and are not the result of contamination on Earth. ये हमने किया था? 9? Okay. Employing, read it. So what are you comparing? The relative concentrations of types of molecules, nuclear bases, right? So you somehow have to show that they're not the result of the contamination. Right. Meteorite sample 1, sample 2. So soil they were not detected. So contamination to tab hoti when soil around had those, right? Which one? These two, isoguanine and purine. Were detected in both samples, but not in the soil sample, right? So somehow you need to know कि उन्होंने खुद बता दिया ना तुम्हें कि what your triggers are. Relative concentration की बात कर रहा है, फिर contamination की बात कर रहा है, and it's telling you, and then you say, okay, what kind of do you have this soil sample? तो अगर contamination से नहीं हुआ तो इसका मतलब है कि ये वाली चीज highlight हो रही है. So these are the two elements, these ones, nuclear bases, not these three. वो तो उसके अंदर भी है, so like वो तो contamination type scene है. So this is C. Doy, you got this?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's try another reading set. Okay, so that was command of quantitative evidence. Let's do some inference questions now. Inference questions is when things are not literally stated. Literally stated का मतलब है कि एक बात लिखी हुई है तो वो आंसर नहीं है. Inference question में वो आंसर नहीं है. What kind? How are inference questions structured? Which choice most logically completes the text? So there's supposed to be some logic. तो पीछे भाई it has to have an interconnectivity. For that, you need to read the whole thing. You can't read options and then. So it's the whole thing. Slow down to speed up. वाली theory है इधर. जी guys. सोचो. You've read it? No, you have? That was very fast. तुमने भी पढ़ लिया? तुमने भी पढ़ लिया? पढ़ने दो भाई. Read it? Okay. Can you read without any trouble? हाँ, you can. चलो. B. D.
B, sir.
B. अच्छा. क्या? What's the reason? So it's likely as a result of intense volcanic activity that brought about magma ocean, which then cooled to form the planet's surface. A study focused on additional information further analysis collected by that revealed the presence of surprisingly high concentrations of silica in certain regions on Mars. Since that formed in mostly basalt would be unlikely to contain large amounts of silica. So that is why क्या होगा? If it's not that, then what then? B? नहीं, no idea. अच्छा, हमने डायरेक्शन किस में जाना है? What direction should we do? What direction should we take? Scientists studying was one. They say it was largely composed of basalt, likely as a result of intense volcanic activity. So there was volcanic activity, it cooled off, and you had that form at the top. And then they said that it reveals surprisingly high concentration of silica. So they're saying it's not likely that it formed through this basaltic environment, whatever that is. Other major geological events in addition to the cooling, Pacific, we don't know. Leave the window open. We don't know. That's why. बाकी अगर dig कर रहे हैं, the information about silica collected by the space is likely more reliable. The focus shifts. You see, focus is not this. You understand? Focus shift ho gaya. Okay. So B is a safe option. Focus shift इसलिए हो रहा है like it's talking about the information. Information is not the focus here. It's about the formation of the crust. That's the focus here. तो ये easier to do है. जैसा कल वो modifier वाले questions फौरन जल्दी से नहीं हो गए थे. ये focus shift is also a very key component in doing these. कि आप off topic चले जाते हो. That's very easy to detect. चले जी. Ayusha, next question आ गया. German theater practitioner. So encouraging them to what? Premise इसका पीछे से है. Should elicit means extract intellectual rather than emotional response. ये है वो idea which needs to be furthered, which it does by placing audiences at a distance. Or kya? It wants to engage in an interrogation of patriarchy and colonialism. So, which choice? A, reflect on social political that not directly related to patriarchy and colonialism. Okay. But, okay, social and not directly related to, but isn't what they want? Engage students in an interrogation of patriarchy. That's what the purpose is. So, वो contradict नहीं कर रहा. Focus on the characters' beliefs about social political issues as revealed by the characters' actions. Be dispassionate as they think critically about the social and political questions raised by the play. Yeah, that's what they wanted. Dua and Joss Butler.
Yes, sir, it's C.
It is C. Okay, good. ठीक है अब्दुल्ला थोड़ा सा different है ना. Okay, which choice most complete logically completes the sentence? Such as opacity of the air and line of sight. So what kind of technology is replaced? What technology replaces this? जो उसकी weakness थी उसको counter कर रही है, right? So उसकी weakness was that you couldn't use it in the day, and air quality was also a factor. Yeah, and line of sight was also a factor. A was not that. Those were the environmental constraints, right? Or Baki is rubbish. Okay. Yes, Farooq and Dua, you guys got this? Choose कर लो. A, okay. इसके बाद मैं boundary questions पे जाऊंगा. We didn't do boundary questions. We did kind of, but we'll do a little bit of grammar इसके बाद boundary questions especially. So, you, pardon? So for them to remain viable, the delay has to be met. Yeah, short. That's what you're looking for, yeah? So we shouldn't even think about the airlines. ये तो नहीं सोचना चाहिए, yeah? No. Because for the trains to remain, rail to remain viable alternative. B, rail may need to schedule additional trains for these routes, so there's less, yeah, delay. B is easiest. Okay. Easy though. Inference wasn't bad. The worst was the graphs and the data and the tables and seems
So, sir,
uh-huh,
what was this difficulty level?
advanced. सारा advanced चल रहा है. Okay,
But the test has much harder questions.
yes, of course. The 5 tests as much, the 6 tests do have much harder questions. This just gets you thinking in those lines. एक और टेस्ट भी अभी हम खुद इकट्ठे करेंगे, we'll do that. All right, so these are boundary questions. Let's do these. B.
A,
List. Musicians and composers. It's not a list, but there are 2. It's not a list. It's not a list of 3. There are 2 stated. But if, could you repeat that? Is the sentence before the colon complete? Why not? Studies have identified 2 groups of people that chromesthesia is particularly common in. Nahin? But common in, and then you just say those like no comma, maybe there needed to be something. There needs to be some punctuation before that, no? कैसे coordinate हो रहा है? How are we stating them? Could have been a comma, maybe an M dash. Colon works. There's no other thing that we can have. We can't even have full stop. We can't have a semicolon. We can't just let it be. Because if you let it be, then what happens? But chromesthesia is particularly common in, and then like musicians and composers like thrown at our face. No, like there's either there was a pause, you're telling what they are, या तो M dash करते या comma करते, either colon करके you've stated what they are. So there's no other better alternative at the moment. Okay, you didn't like it? All right, doesn't trust it. Let's have a look at this again. Okay, let's look at the reasoning again. Colons must follow an independent clause, like the sentence needed to be completed was, are often used to introduce additional detail or explanation. So that's detail, not really a list. The detail could have been a list. Okay. If you had not placed anything, it needs to be separated from the explain by some kind of punctuation. Some kind was maybe a comma, maybe an M dash. Those are the some kinds. That's कोलन m dash कॉमा तीनों चल जाते थे. What about this? D. Can't be C, cannot be A. Can it be B?
B, sir.
Okay, B versus D. थोड़ा सा चल रहा है. Fanboys coordination होनी चाहिए थी फिर अगर. However, the results of light analysis should ease this. That's fine. That is fine.
B, sir, B.
अच्छा एक सेकेंड. क्या कह रहे हो तुम? B कह रहे हो?
Yes, sir, B.
अच्छा बस एक मिनट देख रहे हैं. However, the results of light analysis should ease this apprehension. Subordinating है, yes it is, but it's also used as a transition word जिसके अंदर ये non essential हो जाता है just to give a sense and connect it with the previous one. So apprehension पुरानी हो चुकी है ना. So however is connecting with the previous one. और अगर हम इस पे comma use करते हैं, what happens? The stuff in the middle becomes non-essential. So as से लेकर ये coordinate कर रहा है as. नहीं फैन बॉयज में तो as नहीं है ना, तो नहीं कर रहा. फिर नॉन एसेंशियल ही है. फिर as photo voltaic panels are constructed to absorb till this point, ये नॉन एसेंशियल हो गया. However, the results of light analysis should ease this apprehension. Their glare, तो वो नहीं है. It doesn't work like that. Yeah. Okay. However, the results of light analysis should ease this apprehension as photovoltaic panels are constructed to absorb some. Apprehension के बाद हमें कोई punctuation नहीं चाहिए या नहीं चाहिए, right? अगर हम punctuation उड़ा देते हैं, then what happens? This apprehension के बाद we need something, क्योंकि वहां पे sentence complete हो गया था, नहीं? फिर as photo, वो एक, it's just like not right. ठीक है, क्लियर होगी बात कि बाकी सब चीजें नहीं हो सकती थी. एंड एज तो बिल्कुल भी गलत था. सो it was complete. अच्छा, let's see what they say about A. Run on sentence required है. Again वही बात के you need a full stop or you need something comma in a coordinating conjunction, as is not that conjunction. So ठीक है. D, okay. When you choose D, this whole thing, this is pretty specific, that depict. That's a pele comma is quite a big issue. Which se pehle you can have a comma. If you're using, फिर उससे पहले it has to be non-essential. While the old world had been charted for centuries, sections of the map, now you can't have a comma before the that. You see? खुद सोचो. Sections of the map need, अगर that होता तो map के साथ ही होता. Sections of the map, that's one thing that indicates. So you can't have a pause there. Because sections of the map that. So C carry over. Okay. That depict the New World and the West Indies in particular. Indicate. G. Why not A then? Indicate से पहले हो सकता था कॉमा. तो क्यों हो सकता था? While the old world order had been charted for centuries, comma. Sections of the map that depict the new world order. अगर तुम that को non-essential बनाते हो ना, तो फिर sections of the map और फिर ये कहां तक उड़ेगा? यहां तक. फिर ये सब उड़ेगा, फिर करोगे sections of the map in particular indicate. नहीं समझ गए? सो वो आउट हो गया. और अब ये तुम्हारे पास 3 ऑप्शंस रहते हैं. इसमें भी ये वही प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है या नहीं आ रहा? Sections of the map, ये इस वाले में indicate reconsideration. It can be B and it can
B,
be
okay.
क्या?
It's B.
Okay, why is it B? B और C में confusion है. अगर आप B choose करते हो, then you are ignoring or making non-essential. क्या हो जाएगा? That depict the new world order in West Indies in particular. While the old world had been charted for centuries, sections of the map
Then it's C, sir.
indicate reconsideration to those regions. नहीं तो why not B? C तो चलो ठीक है. C seems the safest option. Why not B? वही comma that से पहले comma नहीं हो सकता. Is that the only reason you will say? Yeah, A
Because
versus.
the non-essential would not make sense in B.
तो non-essential will not make sense in B. तो फिर अगर you could also say while the old world had been charted for centuries, and you can't have sections of the map को non-essential नहीं बना सकते हो तो. That can't be non-essential. Can that depict? मतलब, so you need to free the that. That को आजाद करना पड़ रहा है हमें इधर. तो A और C में से क्या है? Do you need this comma at the end? सोचो. ऐसे नहीं कहो कि नहीं चाहिए. सोचो. Sections of the map that depict the new world order in West Indies in particular indicate. तो भाई हमें कॉमा चाहिए नहीं चाहिए? चाहिए. Indicate is the verb. What indicates? उससे पहले तुम जिस तरह तुमने that के इससे पहले कॉमा उड़ाया है, तो indicate से पहले तुम्हें क्यों कॉमा चाहिए? चाहिए नहीं चाहिए? जी फाइनल कॉल, फाइनल टेक. हाँ भाई, ABCD फाइनल टेक. A, C. Alicia, what's your take? C. Okay. Farooq, what's your take?
C.
C or Dua, what's your take?
A.
A. C की overwhelming majority ने C का है तो we will choose C. Let's see. Okay, C तो हो गया out. अब आ गया second check. अच्छा, अब A. थोड़ा हमने डिलिबरेट इसको लंबे अरसे तक इसीलिए किया है कि हम ये आइडेंटिफाई करें कि इंडिकेट से पहले आपने जब पंक्चुएशन लगा दिया तो व्हाट इंडिकेट्स ये भी तो था ना, वो वर्ब है और so let's look at their reasoning. The supplement describing the map that depict the new world order in particular is an essential element. That means it's necessary for the sentence to function, so shouldn't use any punctuation around it. Because indicate needed something, it needed that it needed that the map that depict the new world order and the West Indies in particular indicate is consulted. So it wasn't easy. Unnecessarily we plugged in the punctuation. ठीक है अलीशा, ये C इसलिए ठीक नहीं था, ये जो comma है ना, it was the choice creates a punctuation error. Indicate needed something. What indicates? तो हमने pause दे दिया. It can't happen. It needs a subject. All right, let's try this. Okay. D, B, B. Sure. बाकी लोग A. As Spivak points out, Seville is not the protagonist of Shelley's novel.
I think it's C.
Okay, Dua. There, G. Alicia, क्या कह रही हो? There's a comma. No, not really. As Vivek points out, Seville is not the protagonist of Shelley's novel. Is this a complete sentence?
Sir, it's C.
So yes, ये complete sentence हुआ कि नहीं हुआ? देखो, as Vivek points out, comma, Seville is not the protagonist of Shelley's play. We don't need anything extra. It's complete, right? So, but after a complete sentence, I can't, if I have a comma, I need a coordinating conjunction. As is not my coordinating, comma as. That's not my coordinating conjunction. I cannot have B. I cannot have A. I cannot have D. Why? Because D may rather is non-essential and then it becomes a run-on sentence. So the only option I'm left with is C. Because sentence complete हो गया था, full stop आना चाहिए था, semicolon है, that's good enough. All we need to check is के nothing वैसे तो, लेकिन चलो, rather as the recipient of the letters that frame the book's narrative, she's the occasion of it. Right? क्योंकि complete sentences थे, independent clauses थी, which is why we check this. अच्छा, I'm going to the Khan Academy. We're going to do questions from, हाँ भी टेस्ट नंबर कौन सा करें? 2 कर लें? ऑलराइट। हाँ भी फारूक, तुम्हें याद तो नहीं है ना अपने टेस्ट किए हुए? इतनी मेमोरी तो नहीं है तुम्हारी?
याद ही होंगे सर, इतनी बार की।
इतनी बार किए। सही है भाई। अभी हमें तो करने हैं ना खट्टे। वी कांट डू टेस्ट 6। टेस्ट 1 करते हैं, मॉड्यूल 1 करते हैं। 27 क्वेश्चंस, 32 मिनट्स। बिस्मिल्लाह। अच्छा, यहाँ पे अब तुम्हारे पास लग्जरी है थोड़ा सा मनूवर करने की चीजों को। ये तुमने पूरा किया हुआ था टेस्ट? हाँ, तुमने तो मुझे बताया भी था। सो लेट्स दुआ, तुमने भी किया हुआ है कंप्लीट टेस्ट?
Yes.
ओके, लेट्स गो एंड डू समथिंग एल्स। ओके, आई विल डू another test। सैट अगस्त में मैंने डाला था। All right, so where's the PDF of this? All right, let's do this. This is a leaked paper जो पिछला हुआ है। But he had 97 pages। ठीक है भाई, मैं कौन सा एडिट कर रहा हूँ? एक मिनट, I'll open it in some other PDF। दिख रहा है तुम लोगों को? ऑनलाइन वालों को दिख रहा होगा, तुम लोगों को दिख रहा है? The reception of नहीं नहीं दिख रहा। ऑनलाइन वालों को दिख रहा है। ओके, फिर तो कोई फायदा नहीं है ना, फेस टू फेस में नजर नहीं आ रहा गाइस। अब दिख रहा है? कैन यू रीड दिस? अब barely readable, लेकिन चलो, it's a real test, so let's do it. The reception of many Lee's books, Roots and Wings, has been very good. Many reviewers, booksellers, and librarians have dashed the book, and it won the Asian Pacific American Award for Literature. So what have they done? They have really attacked it, recommended it, overlooked it, misunderstood it. Obviously, it is. What is it? Recommended, right? आगे चलो. Okay, moving on. Okay, second question. Zooming in. Can you? एक minute. Again. Second question. Page 5 पे चला गया. Page 3, page 2. Okay, page 2. Can you read this? या और करूं? आगे आ जाओ. आगे आ जाओ. चलो, अब दिख रहा है? Yes, you can read. I think you can. नहीं, थोड़ा थोड़ा. The following text is adapted from Mary's. So, throw every conceivable object. Visible, steady, easy, possible. Possible.
Possible.
Possible. बिल्कुल ठीक. All right. Next one. 3. हाँ जी, kelp forests grow underwater along the eastern Pacific. What kind of environment? Safe, protective, surprising, dangerous, tranquil, imaginative. Tranquil. ठीक है, tranquil जो tranquilizer होता है ना, tranquil, peace. Okay. The recently observed gamma ray burst lasts for 200 seconds, dash for a burst generated by merger of neutron stars. Bursts caused by neutron mergers typically last fewer than 2 seconds. हाँ जी, ये क्या है? ये बहुत ज्यादा है ना? It lasted for 200 seconds. So dash for a burst generated by the merger. Right? So what is it? Is it an oddity? It's odd. Coincidence? Reprieve? Incident? No. So it is something extraordinary and odd. Why? Because usually they last for fewer than 2 seconds and they took 200 seconds, right? All right, 5. ये क्या है? Earpods, I think. Aeropods. Yeah, all right. So which choice describes the main purpose of the text? To call for additional research, to present findings that suggest that a concern about effects of ocean acidification. Concern about that? No. To address some of the ways ocean acidification has altered the behavior over time. To discuss a conclusion drawn in a study of calcium carbonate role in protecting the. So which one is it? C. So the behavior might have altered over time, that they are able to protect themselves. Moreover, they were surprised that even when the breached, can still mitigate damage by rebuilding the. Yeah. C is the safest option. Baki nahi chalte. Online people, what do you say? Do you agree with C?
I think it's C.
You think it's C? Good. All right. Joss Butler. Farooq, what about you?
Agreed, sir.
C और तो कुछ हो नहीं सकता. All right. Then comes the next question. यार ये किधर गायब होगा? How do I move this? Oh, I can put. जी, अब बताइए. या मैं पढ़ सकता हूँ ऊंचा. Zoom करूंगा और फट जाएगा और नजर नहीं आएगा. Version he and colleagues studied a food delivery phone app that is popular in China. The researchers found that having no cutlery automatically selected influences whether customers request disposable plastic utensils with their food orders. Based on their results, the researchers concluded that this and other small changes to the app could reduce plastic waste in China by as much as 3.26 million metric tons per year. According to the text, which choice best describes the conclusion he and colleagues drew from their study? Production of plastic waste in China is likely to increase in the near future. Food delivery apps that prevent customers from requesting cutlery are becoming more popular. Customers who understand how food delivery apps work make more environmentally friendly choices. small changes to how a food delivery app works can greatly lower plastic waste. So सबसे easy. So this is module 1, is supposed to be easy, but we don't like this question. ये वाला. A lot of information, a lot of data. I'll try to read the whole thing. थोड़ा सा missing at the bottom. I think I can read it still. हाँ, पढ़ सकते हैं. So I'll read it out loud. या नजर आ रहा है? करो कोशिश. Right. What kind of a number are we looking at? Average amount contributed to the state's economy by each individual employee employed in the wholesale trade. Wholesale trade, just this, total contribution, average each 183. This is the number that we're looking at. So that's the thing, right? Acha, ye to matlab, I think this is pretty darn easy. I will share the PDF with you. Ye puri complete karni hai. Now we're going to do a little bit of math. We'll try to finish the advanced section iska. Okay, let's do the module 2 and let's see what happens. Okay, module 2 coming right up. Module 2 version, and it's much better. Yeah, your harder version. Section 1, 25.3. Reading. Math. Okay. Ready for some math? ये तो मैं आसान वाले question skip कर रहा हूँ, okay? Skipping this. We're not doing this question. Skip. We can do this question. कोई इतना मसला नहीं है. 2 seconds में हो जाएगा. Let's do it. Risha, let's do this. अच्छा, edit नहीं करने देता, so I can't write on top. So मैं canvas से G. 20 lawns. D. तो 4 है ना, fertilizer वाला. So that's 4 out of 20 times 260. That's what you did. Fraction and multiply. That's it. Good job. Moving on. ऋषा, ये कोई इतना टेंशन की बात ही नहीं थी. जागे रहो. Okay. Skip. Skip. Don't skip. $13 and $58. Online people, what's your answer? Farooq, what's your answer? Answer तो आना
I
चाहिए.
think
You think it's A? Oh, you guys have surprised me with this question. It is A. No, it's B. 13 triangles were constructed, then 58 toothpicks were used. Dude, 271 क्या है? Toothpicks. Why? या देखा, तुम लोगों ने एक इजी क्वेश्चन को खुद मुश्किल बनाया. It was A. ठीक है, खुद ऐਵੇਂ ओवर थिंक किया, कोई जरूरत नहीं थी ओवर थिंक करने की. आई थिंक ये हो जाएगा स्किपिंग. ओके, या बताओ मुझे इसका आंसर. अलीशा ये करो. One of the two equations in a system of linear equations is given. ये equation दी हुई है. Do you want me to write the equation? लिखा है y is equal to 4 over 7x plus 5 लिखा हुआ है. ठीक है. And it says the system has infinitely many solutions. If the second equation of the system is y equals mx plus b, where m and b are constant, what is the value of b? So what's the value of b? 5 bus. No other two cents about it. क्यों? क्योंकि infinitely many है, and this is y. Both sides is y. It's supposed to be the same. There was no reason कि आप इसको overthink करो. कोई चक्कर ही नहीं था. Same. They're the same. Infinitely many solutions. They're exactly the same. कोई point नहीं है. Each side of a square A has length 24 inches. Each side of a square A is multiplied by a scale factor of 2 to create a square B. What is the length of each side of square B? मतलब ये तो होंगे ही है, जाने दो हैं. 24 था ना एक साइड, तो 24 को डबल कर दिया तो 48. मतलब ये ऐसे ही मजाक कर रहे हैं, पुश कर रहे हैं अमरीकियों को. The function f models the depth below sea level. I think ये भी कर लोगे. What is the best interpretation of f? ये I think this you can do easily. Scatter plot दिया हुआ है which represents the line of best fit. हाँ, अब ये जरा let's see. Options are given at the bottom, or it's split in two pieces. ये सवाल. This is the scatter plot given. Oh, बचत होगी. अच्छा, ये scatter plot given है, and it is, yeah, -2, 4 और 8, -4 पे 8. Yeah, दोनों दिया हुआ है, दोनों लाइंस दी हुई हैं, दोनों लाइंस दी हुई. Which of the following is best represents the line of best fit?
D.
D. ग्रेडियंट नेगेटिव है, चलो बी और डी में हो गया, तो यू नो कि ए और सी नहीं होना चाहिए, और वाई इंटरसेप्ट डी में पॉजिटिव आ रहा है, और बी में बी पॉजिटिव है, लेकिन 1 is 5.7, तो मतलब इजी था, कोई इतनी चक्कर नहीं था. व्हाट अबाउट दिस गाय? ये दिया हुआ है, एक्स लिखा हुआ है, एच ऑफ एक्स लिखा हुआ है, 0, 1, 2 लिखा है, 30, 31, 33 वैल्यूज लिखी हैं. Corresponding values, वो कह रहे हैं कि which function does this represent? तो 0 पे 30 है. Alicia, can't be A, can't be B, cannot be C, तो it is D. बहुत शुरू के क्वेश्चंस बहुत इजी है. काम करते हैं, एंड वाले पे जाते हैं, एंड से पीछे आते हैं. ठीक है, लेट्स डू दैट. ओके, सो मॉड्यूल 1 का 22. The floor of a library has an area of this much. An architect creates a scale model of the floor of the library where the length of each side of the model is 1/25 times the length of the corresponding side of the floor of the actual library. What is the area in square feet of the scale model? हाँ, उन्होंने एरिया दिया हुआ है 9375. If this is L, the other length is 1/25L. ठीक है अलीशा? और ये क्या है? It's a square. So, okay, तुमने क्या किया उसको? You took the ratios. Square root किया 9375 को. Okay. So 9375 divided by A. मैं तो सिंपल वो कर रहा हूँ, लाइक L1/L2 होल स्क्वायर वाला काम कर रहा हूँ. सो 9375 के सामने क्या होगा? ये एक्चुअल है ना, तो L होगा. ओके, L का स्क्वायर होगा, राइट? और ये उसका L/25 है, सो ये फ्लिप हो गया, उधर चला गया. सो 9375/A इक्वल्स 25 स्क्वायर. और A is 9375 divided by 25 square. Make sense? Very easy. Moving on. अपना दुआ, were you able to follow this?
Yes, sir.
ठीक हो गया, ये तो बहुत गुड न्यूज है. Alright, so 20, ये वाला आंसर इसका क्या? Maybe it's not 16 or maybe it is. Sum of the two solutions. G. Let's just sum of the two solutions मात्र है. ये दिया हुआ है मॉड्यूलस x minus 8, ये एब्सोल्यूट वैल्यू इक्वल्स माइनस मॉडुलस x minus 8 मॉडुलस प्लस 20. इसको आप इस तरफ लेकर आओगे, you will have two moduluses equals to 20, 2, 10, x minus 8 equals plus minus 10, x equals 8 plus 10, 8 minus 10. Add them up and you get 16. Why? Because when you add these up, plus 10 minus 10 कट जाएगा, 8 और 8 add होके 16 दे देगा. Make sense? Easy है ये मॉड्यूल 1. और मॉड्यूल 2 पे चलते हैं. या एक क्वेश्चन और देख लेते हैं, मे बी फाइंड समथिंग चैलेंजिंग. ये है मुश्किल. 20. Let's do this. It is tough. टफ है लेकिन इतना भी टफ नहीं है. So what's the answer, guys? Correct. क्वेश्चन तो समझ, ये अभी तुम्हें एक तरीका आएगा, ये लंबे रास्ते चलेगा तुम. हाँ, सरबत कह रहा हूँ, शादाब तुम लंबे रास्ते चले गए. किस तरह? ऊपर एक्सपैंड करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है, क्योंकि देखो, जो अलीशा प्लीज देखना, दुआ आप भी देखो. g(x) 0 तब होता है when the numerator is 0. So when 2x minus 4 is 0, that gets you x की value 2, right? When numerator जब 0 होता है तब फंक्शन 0 हो जाता है ना, तो x की value 2 आ गई. So you know, if you plug in 2 in it, you will get 0. So when is a plus 5 2? Because you're plugging a plus 5. So a is minus 3. Simple. You got this? दुआ आपको समझ में आया ये?
Yes, sir.
The numerator की बात हो रही है कि the numerator needs to be, so the trick lied in the numerator. Okay, मेरे ख्याल में ये कर लो. 19. I'll read it. There's data set A, this column. Data set B is this column. Values are 40, 43, 46, 49, 52. The frequency is 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. And uska ult 8, 7, 5, 4, 2. Like complete opposite. So if you're imagining bars, so एक जो है ascend कर रहा है और एक descend कर रहा है, like that's how the frequencies are behaving. Data set A and data set B each consist of 26 values. The table shows the frequencies of values. Which of the following statements best compares the means of the data? The mean of data set A is greater than the mean of data set B. Data set A बाद में peak कर रहा था और data set B पहले peak कर रहा था. So should that be true? है ना? You want to see other options? Okay. The mean of data set A is less than the mean of data set B. The mean of A and B are equal. There's not enough information, but there's enough information, of course. The means are equal. Equal हो सकते हैं क्योंकि values जो बड़ी हो रही है और छोटी हो रही है तो switch हो रही है और symmetrical है, ये भी हो सकता है. Same. अगर हम mean निकाल लें और check कर लें. You want to check it out? Okay, let's check it out. So multiply करके लिखना शुरू कर देते फिर. 2 times 40, 80. 43 times 4. You can do it like calculator wise. जा रहे हैं sir? Sir, see you inshallah. So 40 into 2 plus 43 into 4 plus 46 into 5 plus 49 into 7 plus 52 into 8 whole divided by 26. Yeah. Versus 8 into 40 plus. So you would have all these values already written. So in the calculator, you'll just change the 2 and make it an 8. Just change the 4 and make it a 7. Just change the 5 and make it or it remains as 5. And change the 7, make it a 4 and 2. And check कि क्या value आ रही है? B is less. तो वो जो शुरू में peak कर रहा था, that was our assessment हमारी ठीक थी. All right, so calculate करने की जरूरत नहीं थी because वो peaks पहले आ रही थी ना. That's the reason why. Expression ये गोली मारो, इसको भी गोली मारो. So module 2 पे जाते हैं and hopefully we'll be able to do और start करते हैं module 2 end से. All right, this is a geometry question. The right square pyramid. Right square pyramid. Right angle triangle. Square base pyramid. Right square pyramid has a total surface area of 36864. मतलब ये तुम्हारा स्क्वायर हो गया और इस पूरे का है 36864 surface area. ठीक है अलीशा? The combined surface area of the 4 lateral faces of the pyramid is this much. 204860 is the sum of 480 is the sum of the sides. What is the height of the pyramid? Sum of the area ka sides, you know, sum of triangles ka sum 20480 और height निकालनी है pyramid की.
सर ये कौन सा टेस्ट है?
जी
सर ये टेस्ट कौन सा है?
August that.
सर ये क्वेश्चन पिछले अगस्त में भी आया था.
बस ये तो तुम्हें याद है ये तुम्हारा सवाल?
याद है सर.
क्या बात. ये कर लिया था तुमने?
कर लिया था.
ओके.
पता नहीं गलत किया था कि सही किया.
36864 में से तुमने माइनस किया 20480, कितना आया? 16384 और उसको स्क्वायर रूट किया। नहीं तो ये सी आंसर वो 80 निकाल के बैठ गया। अच्छा, क्या किया जी शाबाब आपने? हाँ, अंडर रूट करके वैल्यू क्या है ये? 128। अच्छा, अंडर रूट इसलिए कर रहे हो क्योंकि तुमने साइडों के सरफेस एरिया को माइनस किया टोटल में से, तो तुम्हें बेस का सरफेस एरिया मिल गया ना, नीचे स्क्वायर पड़ा है ना। हाँ, तो साइडों का सम भी दिया हुआ है, साइडों का सम है ना, ये कहता है, ये लिखा हुआ है द कंबाइंड सरफेस एरिया ऑफ द फोर लैटरल फेसेस इज दिस मच। मतलब साइडों का एरिया ऐड करके ये दिया हुआ है, सारे जो ट्राइंगल्स हैं चार, उनका ये सम दिया हुआ है ना 20480। टोटल में से तुमने 20480 माइनस किया तो तुम्हें नीचे का बेस का आ गया ना। हाँ, उसको स्क्वायर रूट किया क्योंकि स्क्वायर बेस है। तो क्या लेंथ आई? 128। 128, तो ये तुम्हारा 128 आया, और साइड का जो तुमने सरफेस है उसको डिवाइड बाय 4 किया, कितना बना? नहीं, 20480 को यू डिवाइड दैट बाय 4, तो 5120 इज द एरिया ऑफ द साइड्स। और लैटरल है तो उसका तुमने वर्टिकल ड्रॉ किया, स्प्लिट इन हाफ किया इसको, 128 को, या वन, चलो ना भी करो हाफ, हाफ बेस इंटू हाइट ही करना ना, सो कुछ जरूरत नहीं है हाफ बेस। हाफ 128 इंटू एच इज 5120। इससे एच की वैल्यू क्या आई? 80। ये तुम्हारे पास लैटरल साइड लेंथ 80 आई हुई है, और ये तुम्हारे पास यूं करके वर्टिकल बन रहा है, तो 128 का आधा होगा ये 64। तो 80 से छोटी होनी चाहिए ना, ये तो साइड निकाली है तुमने टेढ़ी वाली, उसको तो पूरा हाइट ऑफ द पिरामिड चाहिए। 80 स्क्वायर माइनस 64 स्क्वायर होल अंडर रूट 48। ठीक है, दुआ तुम्हें ये समझ आया कि क्या कहानी चली है
Sir,
अलीशा?
could you explain again after the under root?
After the under root, the under root, Alicia and Dua, gives you the length of the base, which is 128. Then Dua, हमने क्या किया, जो 20480 the sum of the sides है उसको divided by 4 किया, so you get the area of one of the triangles. इस triangle का area निकला है ना जो sides पे है, उस ट्राइंगल का एरिया जो हमारे पास, बिकॉज देयर वर 4 ऑफ दीज, तो उसका एरिया आ गया 5120। देन वी फोकस्ड मोर ऑन ओके गेटिंग द एरिया ऑफ the triangle that's lateral, like it's tilted, it's a lateral triangle. So 5120 half base into height is the formula for the area of the triangle. 128 was the base of that triangle. Do you understand that कि ये तुम्हारी length जो है, this should be the base of the triangle 128. Yes. So half base into height, half 128 into height of the triangle. Height of the triangle is this slant height. It's slant, right? Like that. So half 128 to h is 5120. That gets you the value of h. Now then you reconstruct the, like, you thought process. You have to just make sure you understand कि ये तुम्हारा 128 है, ये तुम्हारे पास लेंथ आ गई है 80, और तुम्हें हाइट चाहिए ऑफ द पिरामिड, सो यू हैव टू मेक अ राइट एंगल ट्राइंगल 3D में अपराइट इनसाइड द पिरामिड। यू सी दैट? दुआ ये नजर आ रहा है तुम्हें?
Yes, sir.
इस वाले की लेंथ तुम्हारे पास 80 है, दिस थिंग एट द बॉटम is actually the half of 128, which makes it 64, and you need this length. So that is 80 square minus 64 square whole under root. So it's a good solid question. अभी तक जितने भी क्वेश्चंस इस टेस्ट में थे उसमें से सबसे अच्छा क्वेश्चन ये है. All right, let's do some. Oh, अच्छा ये मैं I can write on top of it ताकि तुम लोगों को नजर आ जाए. F of x is 3 bracket x minus a bracket. Alicia ये try करेंगे x minus b bracket x minus c. The function f is defined by the given equation where a, b, c are distinct constants, where x is between a and b. The value of f of x is positive. ये बड़ा important है. When a क्या हुआ? A और b के बीच में x है. Alicia, f of x is positive, so f of x is above the x-axis. A और b के बीच में ना. The graph of y equals f of x in the xy plane contains the point r comma s. That's the point. R comma s is the point where r and s are constants. If s is 8, okay, so that is 8. Which of the following could be true? R is less than A, B is less than R is less than C, R is greater than C. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3. ये आपका question, guys. That's your question. ये एक cubic equation है. So you need to understand कि cubic equation जब होती है, so if you have like A, B, C, we don't even know where C is. Like we know for sure A and B are like, they said that values are positive, right? तो यूं करके हो सकता है, it can be C इस तरफ करके जा रहा हो. That's a possibility. There's another possibility. There's another possibility that A or B को ये इस तरह है. So it could be like this even. It could even be like this. We don't know. You understand that? और ये क्या कह रहा है? S is 8 और 8 पे like and it's saying it's the y value. So if it's 8, it could be here. It could be between A and B. R key value could be between A and B. It could also be less than A. क्योंकि वो भी positive है साइड पे दो construction जो हमने की. So this is possible. R can be less than A. R is the X value जिसके ऊपर 8 था ना. R is between B and C. Well, R can be between B and C. Oh, and sorry, this is 3. I didn't read the 3. You are right. It is f of x is greater than 0. तो ये हमारा ये वाला option ही out हो गया. There was no need to draw that. वो option ही out हो गया तो 3 है. अगर ये unknown रखता तो फिर 2 बनती. अगर वो unknown रखता तो ये 2 बनती. Now we're stuck with only this option. R is less than A हो नहीं सकता, so this gets rejected. R is between B and C. Can that happen? I'll tell you. You think it can't happen? A or B के बीच में positive है. It can touch and go back. But it would have touched and gone back if this was like the C and the B would have been at the same spot. So ये distinct constants ना होते हैं, different. So this can't happen either. So A से गुजर रहा है, B से गुजर रहा है, फिर वापस घूम के जा ही रहा है. For sure it is this. तो B और C के बीच में हो सकता है? नहीं, can't be. ये भी reject हो गया, 1 और 2 दोनों out हो गए, so 1 out हो गया, 2 out हो गया. तो ये भी आउट हो गया, 1 भी आउट हो गया, तो 3 ओनली रह गया बस। अच्छा 3 ओनली को जरा चेक करते हैं। R इज ग्रेटर देन C। वेल R इज ग्रेटर देन C। तो ये इतना हमें बीट अराउंड द बुश नहीं करना पड़ता अगर ये 3 ना देखा हो तब। ऑलराइट, इजी, नॉट नॉट डिफिकल्ट दो। अच्छा सवाल है, तगड़ा सवाल है। नहीं, कोई ऐसी टेंशन की पुरानी किताबें अगर देखोगे उसके अंदर पढ़ा हुआ है, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं आता। नॉट बी टेस्टेड फॉर एनीथिंग करीब करीब भी ना। जी गाइस, जी गाइस, आंसर आ गया। ओके, सो ठीक है। अच्छा देखो, इसमें इक्विलैटरल ट्राइंगल है ना, सो और उसका पेरीमीटर है। सो 642 को तुमने डिवाइड बाय 3 किया, यू हैड द आंसर व्हिच केम आउट एज व्हाट, 214। 214, okay, 214, 214। If the three vertices lie on the circle, मतलब ये तुम्हारा सर्कल के ऊपर है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, लाइक एक्यूरेट तो बनने से रहा, बन जा यार, नहीं बनता इस तरह, ठीक है चलो बस समझ जाओ कि ये तुम्हारा खूबसूरत सा सर्कल है। अच्छा, द लाई ऑन द सर्कल, द रेडियस ऑफ द सर्कल इज W√3। अच्छा ये चेक करो, ये है W√3। अगर तुम कंसिडर करो इक्विलैटरल ट्राइंगल को तो ये 120 बनता है। ये W√3 है तो ये 60 हो गया, ये 60 हुआ, ये 30 हो गया, ये 30 हो गया तुम्हारा ये। और तुम्हारा 214 था ना, 214। हाँ, अब 214 स्प्लिट इन हाफ होता है। 214 गेट्स स्प्लिट इन हाफ एक मिनट 214 does, yes it does get split in half. Split into half 107 की ये लेंथ होगी ना. W चाहिए ना तुम्हें, रेडियस चाहिए ना, W चाहिए. तो तुम सिंपल कॉस, तुम कह रहे हो कॉस लगा दो हाइपोटेन्यूज को देख के. कॉस 30 is equal to 107 divided by W under root 3. इतना फार. Under root 3 over 2 equals 107 over W under root 3. ये उधर तुमने मल्टीप्लाई किया, ये 3 over 2 हो गया, into W is equal to 107. तो W is equal to 107 times 2 over 3. कितना होता है? $71 point something. 71.3. बड़ा अजीब सा लग रहा है. I was hoping कि whole number आता है. तुम्हारा क्या आया था? 81 point something आया. हाँ भाई, ऑनलाइन पीपल, व्हाट डिड यू गाइस डू? तुम्हारा क्या आया शादाब? अच्छा, तुम डायरेक्शन चेंज कर दी तुमने. ये रेडियस, ये वाला रेडियस और ये वाला रेडियस इक्विलैटरल है. इक्विलैटरल है ना, तो इक्विलैटरल में ये स्टोरी है ना इक्विलैटरल की. ये स्टोरी है. ये रेडियस है, ये भी रेडियस है, ये भी रेडियस है. और ये 120 120 120 स्प्लिट इन इक्वल साइजेस. और जो तुमने यूं करके वर्टिकल ड्रॉ करोगे तो कॉर्ड बाइसेक्ट हो जाएगी. वो तुम्हारी कॉर्ड 214 जो साइड लेंथ थी 107 हो गई. और ये W रूट 3 है. और बस एंगल रेशो की गेम की है. ये 30 रखा है और cos 30 का कॉन्सेप्ट यूज किया. cos 30 इज बेस ओवर हाइपोटेन्यूज 107 ओवर द W अंडर रूट 3. cos 30 अंडर रूट 3 ओवर 2 होता है. तुमने वो W अंडर रूट 3 उधर मल्टीप्लाई किया, सो इट्स 3W ओवर 2 इज इक्वल टू 107. और इसलिए 107 इंटू 2 डिवाइड बाई 3 किया. सो यही हो सकता था इसके अंदर. और कुछ मतलब मैं अगर सोचूं कि भाई कोई और शॉर्टकट करो, कोसाइन रूल तुम्हें लंबा पड़ रहा है. हो जाएगा लेकिन लंबा पड़ रहा है. ऑलराइट, ये तो पढ़ा ही नहीं जा रहा कि क्या लिखा है. यस, कम ऑन, सच अ बेसिक क्वेश्चन. वन, अलीशा तुम डाउन एंड आउट तो नहीं हो गई हो? ऑलराइट, हिम्मत करो, ये बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट सवाल है.
ए सर.
600%, अगर 100% इंक्रीज करते हो तो डबल कर देते हो. 200% करते हो तो ट्रिपल कर देते हो. 6 टाइम्स नहीं हो रहा, 7 टाइम्स. हाँ, इंक्रीज 6 टाइम्स हो रहा है, क्वांटिटी 7 टाइम्स हो रही है. 7x is 126. नो. हाँ 6x प्लस 600% इंक्रीज है ना, तो ओरिजिनल अमाउंट x भी तो है ना. ये इसलिए ये सवाल इधर पड़ा है एग्जाम में. दिस इज व्हाई दिस क्वेश्चन इज देयर. इज 126. ओके, मॉड्यूल 2 का ये मैं तुम लोगों के साथ शेयर कर दूंगा तुम्हारे ग्रुप पे, तो तुम लोग ना इसको कर लेना. लेट्स गो बैक थोड़ा सा. विल एंड इट ऑन a couple of questions from module 2 for reading. अच्छा, तो let's do. अच्छा, ये जो एंड वाले क्वेश्चंस है ना, यूजुअली देयर ऑलवेज लाइक नोट्स टाइप के. यू हैव दीज बुलेटेड पॉइंट्स और उसके बाद में यू हैव टू जस्ट आंसर बेस्ड ऑन द bullet. The student wants to make a generalization about minerals. Which choice most effectively uses relevant information from the notes to accomplish this goal? So you have these notes and then you've got these options. एक तो ये चीज है, like 4 notes के question है, ठीक है? This one is the transition wala question. Which choice completes the text with the most logical transition? Okay, पढ़ते हैं. Alisha, जबरदस्त करना है अच्छा, इंशाल्लाह. शाह, बताता हूँ. जी, options. You've thought of the word in your mind? क्या है? नहीं, idea. Option से करोगे decide, चलो कर लो. All right, you were switched off. हैं? शताब zone out हो गए थे? नहीं हुए zone out? Good. Rarely designed to simply reach a summit. Simply reach a summit. Dash new routes favor recreation over utility, aiming to provide a challenging climb or showcase dramatic scenery. So modern via ferratas are rarely designed to simply reach a summit. Not nonetheless, not on the other hand, not more often, additionally. Good. Which choice most logically completes this? It's as a result. Indeed, second, nevertheless, instead. First hota, nevertheless. Second hota तो अगर पीछे first भी होता कहीं. First है. Succeeds in creating a whimsical yet perplexing experience. Nevertheless, when they're both dazzled and confused. So isn't this like still whimsical yet perplexed, dazzled and confused? So nevertheless means it's supposed to go in the opposite direction. Shouldn't it be indeed? With his room-sized installation, Norwegian artist succeeds in creating a whimsical yet perplexing experience. Indeed, when visitors set foot inside, they experience the perplex and the whimsical nature. So it is indeed, right? Nevertheless would mean that it has to go in the opposite direction. You got that? All right, let's, okay, so this one's tense. Verb error. This is for you, Alicia. Recent pollen analysis. Is it pollen allergy? Dust. Oh, they must have swept the floors or something. Mixture of the two. Oh my God. Suggests. Suggests. D. All right. Punctuations, your favorite. Alan, however. Let's see what this however. However we place this, however. Alan's shown us head of creation of values and by Alan. Aha. The book wasn't written solely by Alan. Semicolon. लेकिन बाकी को भी तो देखना है, वो हो तो सकता है लेकिन आगे भी होना चाहिए. आगे का मतलब है कि आगे it has to be complete. How semicolon, however, other writers also contributed essays. अच्छा. So it can't be D. D is completely out. Because however acts like a non-essential phrase, और अगर वो होता तो आगे coordination ठीक नहीं है. So that is out. D is out. Yes, Farooq, what's your take on this? Dua, what's your take on this? D is out. There's a ये semicolon बना हुआ है guys. L के बाद comma however और फिर semicolon. अच्छा, ये जो semicolon का ये जो however B के अंदर है ना, that's a transition phrase at towards the end. हो सकता है ऐसा. You can have a however before a semicolon. It is possible. The book wasn't written solely
B, sir.
by. हाँ.
B.
B. तो however उसके बाद semicolon. Semicolon के बाद other writers also contributed essays. That's a complete sentence. So B is better than C and A. A से क्यों better है? The book wasn't written solely by Ellen. Semicolon, however other writers, however तो sense ही नहीं बनता ना, तो Ellen के साथ ही however होना चाहिए, so B is better that way. और which is why इसको इसी साइड पे रखना पड़ेगा. ठीक है, so we have to keep it with Ellen. वो लॉजिकल नहीं बनता ना दूसरों के साथ however लगाना. ये वाला पार्ट इजी है, ग्रामर वाला पार्ट सारा इजी है. इसलिए रीडिंग के ऊपर हमने टाइम लगाना है, और ये इंटेंजिबल है, थोड़ा पढ़ना पड़ेगा, रीडिंग जनरली करनी पड़ेगी. ओके. You read the options. नजर आ रहा है? So it can't be C. सेमीकोलन नहीं, ये सेमीकोलन बना हुआ है गाइस, ये सेमीकोलन है और ये सेमीकोलन है. फॉर इंस्टेंस के बाद सेमीकोलन, उसके आगे नहीं. अदर रिसर्चर्स इन्वेस्टिगेट सच एज इट कांट बी बी, राइट? तो फिर क्या है? सी. अनिशा, अगर सी होता ना,
फिर B नहीं.
बी के अंदर मसला क्या है?
आप बताएं सर.
डी. अच्छा, डी में डज इट वर्क? ऑल स्टडीज वर्कर productivity for instance, okay. Run on sentence बन रहा है D में.
Sir, I think it's a B.
D नहीं हो सकता. D is out. हाँ. A ये A और B के अंदर मुझे तुम ये बताओ. ओके, A और B के अंदर चूज करो.
B.
A या B? B कह रहे हो तुम?
B.
Is for instance important to the sentence, essential है या नहीं है? सिर्फ ये रीजन है कॉमा रखने का और ना रखने का. Olga Shurkoff of Wesley College studies worker productivity. दूसरे पार्ट के लिए क्या चीज जरूरी होगा? फॉर इंस्टेंस नहीं, वो उससे पहले वो बता चुका है ना कि वैरायटी, एक्सप्लोर अ वैरायटी ऑफ टॉपिक्स. तो ये वो एग्जांपल दे रहा है कि वैरायटी of topics क्या पे वो other researchers investigate areas such as market behavior and consumer behavior. तो वो independent है. वो that's a different variety, this is a different variety. So this guy studies worker productivity for instance, and इसमें if I were you I would go for A rather than B, because for instance seems essential, doesn't it, to the sentence? या नहीं? ना भी हो तो फिर भी ठीक है, बट अब है तो फिर पॉज चाहिए. डू यू नीड द पॉज? पॉज के बाद फॉर इंस्टेंस इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है पिछले के साथ. कैन यू कंफर्म 19? There should be a pause. I don't want the pause. You guys want the pause. So you guys want B. Dua, what do you say? B? Alicia says B.
B.
All right. Shadab says B. Farooq says B. Abdullah, are you also saying B? You're saying A. और मेरा भी वोट इधर ही है. तो I will check this. Yeah, I'll check this and I'll let you guys know. Okay, bhai, what's the college board's version of this? लेकिन yeah, ठीक है. So I'll share this PDF with you. Please make sure you complete it entirely. And ठीक है, I'll see you guys inshallah.